Hello, I'm Gilbert Moreno, vegetation ecologist for the Southern Idaho Parks. I'm outside today, and today we're going to talk about weed management. But first, a quick update to see how our grasses are doing. After talking about patience last week, my Indian rice grass did finally start growing. Now that most of my seeds have germinated, I've moved my plants from my windowsill to a safe spot outside where it will get up to 8 hours of sunshine. Transitioning your plants to a different environment, you want to pay attention. I'm probably going to give mine a bit more water since I just moved them outside. It is hotter out here and I don't want the grass to dry up and die, so probably for the next week I'll watch it carefully to make sure it's not getting too stressed and getting enough water, especially with the change in environments. Weed management for any garden or landscaping can be difficult. The best tip you could follow before you start a project is to rid your land of any weeds before you start gardening. I know this is difficult. Getting rid of weeds is a huge task that can take a lot of time and money. I'm guilty of not removing all the weeds before I start some of my flowers or gardens. If you're like me, just prepare yourself for a lot of weeding throughout the entire gardening season. The first part of weed management is properly identifying your weeds. What we're looking at here is creeping bluebells that I have in my garden. You want to make sure you know what you're dealing with. Is it an annual, perennial, or even a creeping perennial? This is going to make your life easier. For example, pulling a creeping perennial is not going to do anything and might even make the situation worse. The next step is to think about a plan of attack. I'm not going to talk about specific treatments today, just some ideas on how to approach it. It is easiest to treat any weeds when they are younger. You must also think about the number of weeds you're treating as well as the area. There's going to be a big difference in treating a flower bed compared to an acre of land. You want to choose a method of treatment that is going to work for you. There are a variety of techniques and treatments out there that you can use, such as mechanical treatment that includes hand pulling to chemical treatment that includes using herbicides. The best technique I have found is using a variety of them in a process we call integrated weed management. Using a variety of techniques to help get rid of them is going to be really helpful. Using an integrated system can help depending on what, when, and where you are treating. Another key to weed management is persistence. It would be ideal if you could just treat weeds once, but unfortunately, that is not the case. Keeping on top of them will be helpful and reduce your work before they are more established. Lastly, the best technique for weed management is prevention. If your plants can be grouped close together, removing that space that the weeds could grow in will help prevent the weeds from growing in the first place. Hopefully some of these ideas were helpful to get you started on figuring out an approach to how you can treat your weeds.